SCP-2323. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. At least one healthy mated pair of SCP-2323-A must be contained. Free flight hunting and live feeding is required for continued maintenance of SCP-2323. Standard outdoor netted aviary enclosure, including mews, is sufficient for containment. Use standard avian cages to house SCP-2323-A specimens as required for enclosure maintenance, veterinary care, inclement weather, transport, or research. The enclosed grounds must include a variety of insect-pollinated flowering plants. Enclosure must include a minimum of 1 meter barbed wire with a metallic iron content of 90% or greater per adult SCP-2323-A, strong and elevated 1 to 3 meters above ground, with 0.25 meter minimum spacing between strands. All SCP-2323-A specimens must be tagged with standard ornithological tracking tags, microchips, and GPS transponders. Specimens that breach containment must be recovered or destroyed immediately. Any Lanius excavator specimen that has been exposed to SCP-2323 and is not required for maintenance of this SCP or for research should be destroyed. Note: this SCP does not contain the anomalous prey entities of SCP-2323. These appear to be present in the environment wherever insect-pollinated blooms occur. Description: SCP-2323 is an anomalous behavior in great gray shrikes, Lanius excavator. It is mimetic in the host species and is both learnable and transmissible, with successful transmission rate of 64% to wild-caught mates and 87% to captive-raised offspring. Carrier organisms, designated SCP-2323-A, are otherwise non-anomalous specimens of L. excavator, presenting typical vital signs and observable behaviors. While SCP-2323-A specimens will demonstrate non-anomalous hunting and feeding using both natural thorns and barbed wire to impale prey, they show an observable preference for SCP-2323. While engaged in SCP-2323, SCP-2323-A specimens are observed to capture non-visible entities, both on the ground and airborne, and exclusively use the barbed wire for feeding. If barbed wire or other high iron content metallic thorns is not present, SCP-2323-A will not engage in SCP-2323, but instead feed entirely on non-anomalous prey. Unidentified vocalizations from the prey entities can be detected in high-frequency audio recordings of SCP-2323. While the entities remain non-visible during feeding, the wire barbs used for feeding on non-visible entities become coated in blood. The blood is mammalian but does not match any known mammal. Starting in 1986, the third year of containment, circular clearings with a mean radius of 0.36 meters have appeared annually in the enclosures. These clearings are surrounded by a ring of fungal fruiting bodies of species of non-anomalous macrofungi already present in the environment, and contain anomalous objects. See Addendum, excerpt from document SCP-2323-D. These anomalies appear at night, typically between March and August, with the highest frequency occurring between April 20th and May 10th. Neither video surveillance nor direct observation has been able to observe these clearings being made or the objects appearing. These phenomena occur only when and where observation is not being made. Continuous video observation of the enclosure fully prevents manifestations of these anomalies. Currently, a mating pair is contained at Site Redacted, with offspring. A second pair is contained at Site Redacted. SCP-2323-A-08, an adult male, is being used for research at Site Redacted. Addendum. Excerpt from document SCP-2323-D. The following items were recovered from a circular clearing with a radius of 0.41 meters in the enclosure containing SCP-2323-A03 and SCP-2323-A04 in May of 1988. These items are typical of objects that appear within this SCP during spring. 1. A rectangular limestone block 155 mm by 50 mm by 20 mm, showing signs of having been worked with stone hand tools with an average striking surface of 3.7 millimeters. 2. A cured hide of the common vole found draped over the block. Bloodstains in this hide correspond to the unknown blood found on wire barbs in the same SCP enclosure. 3. 2 80mm lengths of rope made from woven spider silk with a mean cross-sectional radius of 1.2 millimeters. Each rope was passed under the limestone block 12 millimeters from either end and terminated in loops, radius of 4.3 millimeters on each end. These loops contain traces of the anomalous mammalian blood. 4. A 403mm long branch of the common hawthorn stripped of leaves and berries and planted upright in the ground. The thorns were decorated with discarded feathers from SCP-2323 and A04, secured with spider silk cords along with tufts of Canis lupus hair. This was located 73mm from the center of the limestone block, perpendicular to its longitudinal axis. Addendum: SCP-2323-G. Analysis of the regurgitated pellets of SCP-2323-A specimens. 56% of material recovered from analyzed pellets consist of non-anomalous material, such as rodent fur and bones, as well as undigested chitin fragments. The following material is anomalous. 1. 7% consist of undigested, cured animal hides, primarily rodents, and woven textiles made from spider silk and plant fibers. 2. 61% consist of stone tools, average mass of 1.4 grams, showing advanced Neolithic techniques, including knives, arrowheads, and spear points. 3. 31% consist of bone fragments, which, other than size, mean length 1.5 millimeters, are identical to human specimens.